Alright, you guys, St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. I figure I better start reviewing some Irish whiskey. So I've got a couple planned in the near future coming up. Today we are going to be reviewing Tullamore D.E.W. Now, as you know, I'm very bourbon heavy on my channel, so I review a lot of bourbons. This is actually my first Irish whiskey I am going to be reviewing on the channel. I have had one other Irish whiskey in my lifetime, and that was Jameson, just the base Jameson, and I've only ever had it mixed. That was in college. So never straight. So this is going to be completely new, a completely new spirit in general to me. So I am really excited to try it with you guys for the first time to see what I think about this whole Irish thing. So today we're going to be doing Tullamore D.E.W. Now, Tullamore D.E.W. was recommended to me by several people as a good starter Irish whiskey. There's a whole bunch of recommended things out there, but this is definitely considered a budget Irish whiskey. This comes in at 80 proof. Unlike Scotch and bourbon that use grains like barley, rye, corn, wheat, Tullamore D.E.W. uses a blend of triple distilled pot still and malt and grain whiskey. So a little bit different than what we see with bourbon and Scotch. Tullamore D.E.W. also is aged in ex-bourbon casks and also ex-sherry casks. So we'll see if that sherry cask has any influence on it at all. Again, guys, this is a completely new flavor profile to me altogether. So I'm really excited to see what I think of Irish whiskey in general, if it's something I'd like to explore more. I already have gone out and got a couple of these, so I'm going to be reviewing at least 3 or 4 Irish whiskeys. Maybe I have a special coming out on St. Patrick's Day too, so keep your eye out. But without further ado, guys, let's get into the whiskey here. All right. So I am really excited to venture into Irish. Obviously, a lot of people have recommended things like Redbreast 12. Teeling's another one. So we do have a screw top here. All right. You guys probably noticed the new glasses as well I have. So I actually just had these made, and I am super excited about it. The new logo, and these are actually going to be available for purchase if anybody ever wants to down the road at giftsonglass.com/bourbinsane. So awesome, awesome glasses and awesome here. So let's start out looking at the color on this, guys. Awfully light. I mean, it is, again, 80 proof, so I expect it to be quite light anyway. Yeah, definitely a golden color. Not near as much of the caramel, dark caramel colors we see in bourbon, typically. But it's a good looking color either way. All right, here we go. My first Irish. Let's go into the nose on this, guys. Ooh. All right, that is different. That's different for sure. So first of all, I'll say there's a definite and immediate sweetness. It smells like a juicy, juicy fruit. So like a juicy, like a juicy pear, a very juicy apple. It smells very, very sweet, like a very candied fruit sweetness. Yeah, I mean, maybe being aged in the sherry casks really had an influence on this, because it definitely smells fruity for sure. I really like that smell though. It doesn't smell very grain forward, which is nice. I was expecting, this being a budget Irish whiskey, I was expecting maybe a lot of grain. But at the moment, it's all pretty good sweetness. Very, very rich sweetness. No, hardly any burn as well, just because of the proof most likely. But all right, guys, let's give a sip here. Cheers, guys. Well, I'll say the nose actually matches the taste very well. All those rich fruits are still present. So, I mean, on the taste, I'm getting actually like a juicy peach, pear, apple, as I mentioned. All those fruits are right there. It's actually really, really good. I actually really like this. I think maybe that sherry finishing or sherry cask aging might be something I like. I have not explored too much into sherry finish products. As you guys know, I'm not a big Scotch person, at least at the time when this is being filmed. I think that may change in the near future. So, but I really like the sweetness I'm getting from this. I don't taste any age at all. So I also know Tullamore D.E.W does make a 10-year-old expression and also a 12-year-old expression. But on this specific product, I am not getting many wood notes at all on this. It definitely doesn't taste like a bourbon sweetness. As I mentioned, it was aged in ex-bourbon casks as well, but it's not a bourbon sweetness at all. It's definitely different than that. If someone had told me this was a bourbon, I would say, hey, this is definitely a finished bourbon, like a port-finished bourbon or something. So I definitely think that sherry is definitely coming through. It's really, really solid, guys. I mean, I definitely could see myself just sipping on this. It's so easy to drink, being the 80 proof. I actually really like this flavor profile. So I haven't, as I said, this is my first Irish I'm reviewing, so I'm going to be researching more into it coming up soon. But I'm curious if all Irish are sherry finished like this is, or if that's kind of just depending on the distillery and whatnot. Let me know down in the comments typically what Irish does. I know Redbreast usually finished, or it's a sherry cask aged as well. So if that's the case, I'm looking forward to that too. On that next sip, I did get a little bit of the grain forward note. So yeah, I mean that kind of stung and had that little metallic kick. So I guess I guess from my first couple sips there, this one really was a little bit different. So maybe just having the whiskey open up a little bit changed it. The nose still smells fairly sweet, though. It's not too grainy on the nose. Yeah, a little more bite on the tongue. What I always describe as that young, grainy, metallic note, I guess, if you will. Interesting, the first few sips there, I didn't get that at all, but then, like I said, I guess as it opened up, it started to come through more. But overall, still for the price, guys, about $35 for a 750. I think it's a pretty good budget option. It's easy to drink straight. It's definitely not off-putting. Even that sip I had there, I mean, like I said, there was a little grain, but it wasn't off-putting at all. I could definitely see myself sipping on this. You can definitely still pick up those fruity notes, which is nice. You know, a little more subtlety in the whiskey. So I like that. If you're new into Irish whiskey, you're like me, or a bourbon guy converting over, even a Scotch person who's coming over to the Irish side, this is definitely a good starting point, I feel like. I'm very, very excited to get into the next couple Irishes I'm going to be reviewing very soon. So I have plans to do Teeling single grain. So there's a small batch and a single grain. I'm going to be doing the single grain. I also picked up Redbreast 12 cask strength. Now, if you guys know me, you know I'm a barrel proof cask strength guy, so I had to go right for the cask strength. So I'm really excited to get into that one because that kind of seems like the gold standard, at least for what's available you can get your hands on. I really want to see how it compares to this. So really excited about that. Thank you so much for watching the review today. Just a quick couple channel updates for you. I actually just launched a Patreon page, so patreon.com/bourbinsane. If you'd like to become a patron, support the channel, I'd really appreciate it. Helps me bring out great content to you guys, and there's a lot of stuff I'm only going to be putting on my Patreon page that you won't see anywhere else from me. So, a couple other things. I actually just launched some t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stuff like that. That is actually at teespring.com/bourbinsane if you'd be interested in getting that. I'm really not making money on any of it. It's just to kind of get it out there and share with you guys. So if that's something you'd be interested in, definitely go check it out. The third and final thing I wanted to mention were the new glasses. So giftsonglass.com/bourbinsane, and I'm going to have all this in the description for you guys, links in the description. Check these out. These things are awesome, and these are very, very high quality. I love drinking out of this. So if that's something you'd be interested in, guys, definitely go check it out. Thank you so much for sticking with me to the end today. Stay insane.